you're hard with the Mets. You've been working with a lot of the younger players. How has it been different? I mean, these players are getting to the major leagues much younger. What are the main advice you give these kids?
Well, for the most part, I think the most important thing is to support them in the process. A lot of times, when you get to the big leagues at a very young age, there's situations that you encounter kind of like dealing with failure. Baseball is a game of failure. So I always try to support them in that process, try to make them aware that continue to work hard, continue to focus on the little things, the things that get you to the big leagues. And I think as an organization right now, we're doing a pretty good job helping these younger guys to make the transition from minor league baseball to big league players.
It's interesting. I saw you talking to Carlos Delgado, and if you think about it, probably two of the most cerebral hitters of your era. You take a look at the game now, and it's Matt's velocity is what's preached for pitchers. If you were in today's game, do you think you would approach your at bats differently, knowing that you're going to see predominantly fastballs and not so many secondary pitches?
I think as a hitter, I always felt that I needed to look for fastballs. That's the best pitcher's pitch, the fastball. So as a hitter, these days you cannot go there to the batter's box thinking about speed. You got to make sure that you're on the fastball, and the most important thing is for you to have a good approach. Stay in the middle of the field. That was good for me. It allowed me basically to focus on the middle, to have a good intention, to hopefully being able to have good games by doing that.
It's funny that you say that, the middle and focus. The Tony Gwynns of the world, even look at Luis Ariz. He's not as valued as a guy who might strike out 100 times but hit 30 home runs.
That's
Why
true.
is that?
Well, I don't know, man. I think production is important. You have to be able to produce runs. A lot of times, power guys, when they hit with guys in scoring position, they could change the outcome of the game with one swing of the bat, and now all of a sudden, instead of being a solo home run, now it's just a home run, with a base on or with two bases on. I understand, like guys that get on base are super valuable for the game. Ariz is just, to me, just great player. I think he should be compensated for what he does, because I think what he does is one of the best in the game. He's super elite, getting on base, putting himself in the base path for the guys behind. That's the way how you score runs in baseball. You need guys on, so, and Ariz does a great job. But yeah, you're right. Baseball, for some reason, has really compensated more the big game instead of the little game.
Lastly, you've been on teams that have gone through funks like the Mets are going through right now. Does it take one game, maybe even one at bat, to change that?
It's about attitude, man. And when you go through a process like this, you have to make sure that you got to be positive. You got to support yourself. You got to support your teammates. You got to find ways to continue to play the game hard. I do believe that a lot of times when you struggle, you take the field a little bit of timid. You don't want to make an error. You don't want to have an unproductive at bat. I do feel that when you don't play well, you still got to go out and give your best. And doesn't matter what happened, as long as you're giving your best. That's what is important. That's what I really care about my teammates. I wanted to see my teammates going out there and giving their best without not important of the result. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe right now that's what we need to do as an organization. We need to go out there. We need to play hard. We need to be aggressive and show our identity as an organization.